But we're going to start with Leicester City and Brendan Rodgers, who, of course, lost yesterday. They were 2-0 down at Napoli, 2-2 it came out, then they lost 3-2, so they've dropped into the Europa Conference League, which Brendan alluded to the fact he doesn't quite know what it is, but mainly because he's been concentrating on the competition he was in, which I sort of get, maybe not. But here's the question now, right? The question marks from fans now about Brendan Rodgers, right? Now, I can sort of understand it, because when your manager goes through a sort of barren spell, they've, I think, lost the last one, drawn the one before that, a couple of wins and a defeat as well. But their record hasn't been as good as it's been over the last few seasons, right? And Leicester fans now, quite a few of them on social media, are questioning whether or not Brendan Rodgers is the right man. I'm sorry, without sounding rude, I'm sorry, right? This is Leicester City we're talking about. This is not Manchester City. It's Brendan Rodgers. You know, they should be falling over themselves to keep Brendan Rodgers, shouldn't they? Or not?
You know, they kind of should be, but I can understand why they're frustrated. But if you'd have said to them, listen, when he first got the job, in the next couple of years, you're going to finish fifth twice and win the FA Cup, I think most Leicester fans would have gone, or take that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I think when you're going about the season, you're doing really well, expectations change, don't they? So when you spend as much time as they did, and you talk about over the last 2 seasons, they spent 567 days in the top 4. You'd expect at least one of them, he's got to stay in there. So then when you're kind of bubbling along, you're in that top 4, you're up and down, people are asking the question, certainly his first season, is this their opportunity to maybe potentially do the miracle again, win the league? I get it, fans were going, well, listen, I don't think we're going to win the league, but at least we should be finishing inside the top 4. And when you fall out twice, the frustration's kicking. But then I thought he maybe had a little bit more time on his side in terms of winning the FA Cup. That doesn't happen. They win the FA Cup.
Madness.
But this season, I mean, and you look at some of the injuries they've had. I mean, look, Wesley Fofana, fantastic. Been out all season. Stupid challenge, pre-season. Puts him out for the season. James Justin was emerging as one of the best young fullbacks, English fullbacks out there. He's been out. Johnny Evans spent time out. Yuri Tillemans at one stage was one of the best midfield players in the Premier League. He spent a bit of time out. Ndidi, one of the best holders in the Premier League, he spent time out. So he's had a lot to deal with. But I can understand. But if I was a Leicester fan, I wouldn't be moaning about trying to get Brendan Rodgers out, because you get rid of him, who comes in next?
Yeah, and then they start again.
They have to start again, rip it all up.
Leicester are not going to win the Premier League. They're not, right? I know Leicester fans were, hold on, we've done it, why can't we do it? You won't do it again, right? The teams above you, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, they're too strong for you now, right? They're not going to win that. A cup run is basically the best Leicester, and this is no disrespect, but I'm being a realist here, the best they can go for. They won the FA Cup, right? There'll be other teams, bigger teams, Spurs, that would bite their arm off for that cup win, and Leicester have won it. I think Leicester, I mean, aiming for the top 4, I get you've got to have an aim, I've got that, but that's not a realistic aim, I don't think, for Leicester at the moment. They want to be there or thereabouts, right? But come on, realistically, Leicester finishing 5th, 6th, 7th or 8th is probably where Leicester are at the moment.
Yeah, but listen, as I said there, last 2 seasons, they've spent 567 days in the top 4. And that's always been the question mark about Brendan Rodgers. When it gets to crunch time, can he deliver?
Yeah, the headline is not they got 5th, it was they didn't get 4th.
Yeah, right. So at Liverpool, should have won the league, doesn't do it. Leicester, 2 5th-place finishes, should have finished in the top 4 at least once, but he did deliver the FA Cup against Chelsea, by the way. So he didn't beat a mediocre team. He beat a Thomas Tuchel Chelsea, which is fantastic. So I thought that would have bought him a little bit of time. But maybe the Leicester fans are just thinking maybe he's taking us as far as we can go. And I get it.
That's madness.
No, but I get it sometimes. I've played for managers where after a while...
Well, like Pochettino at Spurs?
Maybe, yeah. But then Pochettino got to the end of a cycle where he needed reinvesting into the squad so they could go again. Right. And he just didn't get that. But I think... at every club, a manager's voice maybe becomes stale, the tactics become stale. But as I said, he's had a lot to contend with the injuries. There's been a lack of form. You look at Soyuncu's form. A couple of years ago, people were talking about him going to any club in the world he wanted. Every time I put the TV on now, he's making a mistake. He's doing something. So that's not helping him. He can't legislate for that.
We've seen it so many times in the past where, football fans, be careful what you wish for. You reach for the stars and then all of a sudden the backside falls out of the club and you've got to start all over again. Players come in, players go out. It's
about that. What's the word again? It's about the philosophy, the project. I mean, clubs can't keep having projects, but it's even like since Brendan took over, like he took over obviously in 2019, the only teams that finished above him in terms of his first 101 games, he got 164 points.
Why have you gone 101 games? Why have you done that?
That's how many games he's been at Leicester for.
Oh, is it? Okay, fine.
101. Can I do that?
Right. Premier League games, yeah.
Yes, right.
What did you just say to me?
Can I do that?
Yeah, you can do that. That's
Well,
fine, yeah.
thank you. He's managed Leicester.
Permission granted.
All right, 101 times, he's got 164 points.
Yeah.
The only teams that have finished above him are Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, and United. So again, is that sackable offence in terms of finishing behind them clubs?
There can't be any Leicester fans that want rid of Brendan Rodgers, can
There
there?
will be some. I think some are just sick and tired of watching their season fall apart.
See, Brendan Rodgers, right? This is, I think, an easy way to evaluate it. Brendan Rodgers is an above-average manager, and Leicester. This is going to sound horrible, but Leicester are an average club.
I'd say they're a little bit above average.
No. Oh, I would. Above average of Man City. Above average of Liverpool.
No.
Above average of Chelsea.
No, they're
I'm
not
talking
above
about
average.
in the Premier League.
Yeah, but no, them teams you just mentioned there, City, Chelsea, Man
I've got
United,
three
Liverpool.
tiers. I've got three tiers. Right? Average.
Yeah.
Above average, below average. Brendan Rodgers.
There's
tiers?
superb.
Right, let me write this down. You've got superb is the top level.
Right, top level.
Yeah.
Look, Siri, look at
that's
this.
Siri.
Look at this. What is
Honestly,
this?
this is
Take the
what
watch
you
off.
give me. It would still do that if someone could let me know how to get rid of Siri. Like,
So you got like
Superb,
you got the creme de la creme, which is like United.
hold on, is creme de la creme above superb?
That's just top. Get rid of superb.
Right, so that's gone.
Yeah,
Creme.
Right.
Creme. Hold on. Is it Della like Della Sol?
Yeah.
Creme. Right.
You've got the likes of City, of course, Liverpool,
Right.
United.
Okay.
So, although United's
Creme de la
form,
creme. Okay.
United's form hasn't been that great, but I'd still put them in terms of the
United
club.
being creme de la creme.
Right.
What's below creme de la creme?
You know what? Actually, saying that, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City in the top bracket. Put them in that top bracket.
Hold on. Is top bracket creme de la creme?
Yeah, put them in there.
Okay. What's below creme de la creme?
Just like a good.
What's it called? Oh, good.
Just good. Just put good.
Just good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd
Who's
put-
in good?
Leicester's in there.
Who else is in good?
Man United.
You put in Leicester and Man United at the same level.
Well, who's won more in the last couple of seasons?
Sorry, I'll ask the question again. You put in Leicester.
Man United as a club is in the top bracket.
Man United
of
in
course,
creme de la
obviously.
creme.
But
Right.
Leicester,
Leicester in good.
yeah, they're not below average.
No, I said average.
They're not average. They're better than that.
Oh, West Ham average.
No,
West Ham are good.
I'd say they're good. Certainly under David Moyes, they've been
Okay.
brilliant.
Aston Villa average.
Nope, they're good.
Okay, who's average?
Norwich.
So who's awful?
I've not put awful in there.
So you've got to have an awful section.
No, you can't. There's no clubs
nothing
in the Premier
worse.
League that are awful.
Awful. Yeah, Norwich are awful.
They're not awful.
They are.
They're still a well-run club. They're not awful.
No, but as result, I'm talking about results.
So you talk about team then.
I'm talking about results. Brendan Rodgers is going to be fired or hired on results. So results business.
So you're trying to say, as a
So your lowest level is average.
You can't-
This is your league table. Creme de la creme, good, average.
yeah,
There's no rubbish.
no rubbish. You can't be rubbish.
There's no basement.
What's the best league in the world?
Premier League.
So how can any team in the Premier League be rubbish?
A Burnley average.
I'd say they're average.
A Watford average.
Average.
A Brentford average.
Average.
Everton.
At this present time,
Yeah.
average.
Leicester.
I've just told you already where they are.
No,
Good.
you need a basement.
No, the
You can't have creme de la creme, good and average.
Average is the
No.
the lowest I'm going.
Average is the lowest.
Yeah.
That doesn't even work. How can average be the
Can't
lowest?
You cannot be rubbish.
How can average be the
How
lowest?
can you be rubbish and be the
Benny,
Premier
you
League?
can't do that.
Well, average is my lowest.
You can't.
So that's as low as I'm going.
You can't. You need another level.
Average is my lowest.
That doesn't mean anything. Okay.
But what's your bottom level?
Bottom. Basement.
And who's in the basement?
Well, Norwich, Newcastle, Burnley, Watford, Southampton.
Southampton.
They're in the bottom at the moment.
Yeah, but they're an average team at the minute. Listen, no team in the Premier League, not team, but club, is rubbish.
Creme de la creme, good and average.
Yeah,
That's
average.
It. So the worst someone can be. Think about this.
Yeah, it's average.
The worst you can be is average.
The worst you could be is average in the best league in the world.
Doesn't mean anything.
It does.
03717223344. We're talking Leicester. We're
I can't
talking
believe you tried to
Brendan Rodgers.
poo-poo
The
Norwich and
worst
that.
you can be is average. So in your class at school, the most stupid person was average.
We're not in school. Are we in school? No.
I don't think you went to school.